What if the right words are stronger than 1,000 needy actions? If you've ever felt like, no matter how much effort you put in, women just didn't understand you, they didn't value you, or worse, they didn't fear you, then this video is about to change everything. It's time to understand the 5 dangerous phrases that, according to Machiavelli, will disarm any woman, break down their barriers, and make them see you as the powerful man you truly are. Men have always struggled to decipher the enigma of female nature. Why do women act the way they do? What really drives them? How can men protect themselves from their wiles? For centuries, men have sought answers to these questions. Some have fallen prey to the siren's call, succumbing to the deceptive allure of women. Others have retreated into a shell, avoiding the complexities of relationships. But there is a third path, the path of understanding, the path of knowledge, the path of power. If you want to be the man who understands women, then welcome to our movement. Join us on this journey to uncover the secrets of female nature and learn how to use this knowledge to become the most powerful man you can be. Phase number 1. You're used to predictable men. I'm the exception. There was once a young man who had just met a beautiful woman. He was immediately smitten and began planning how he would win her over. He thought about all the things he would say and do to impress her and gain her affection. But when he finally met her, he found himself tongue-tied and unable to do any of the things he had planned. The woman noticed his awkwardness and smiled. "You're used to predictable men," she said. "I'm the exception." Her words hit him like a ton of bricks. He realized that he was indeed guilty. He had been trying to predict her every move, thinking that if he could just figure out what she wanted, then he could give it to her and win her over. But he had forgotten one crucial thing. Women don't want to be predicted. They want to be pursued. Phase number 2, you can leave, but you won't find this again. Imagine this. You're having an intense conversation with a woman, the kind where emotions run high and tempers flare. She's pushing your buttons, testing your resolve, and suddenly she stops. She looks you dead in the eye and says, "You can leave, but you won't find this again." In that moment, you know she holds all the cards. She knows something you don't, and she's willing to bet on it. What is she talking about? What does this mean for you? Phase number 3. I don't need to prove myself, I just live. In today's world, it seems like everyone is constantly trying to prove themselves. We strive for success in our careers, recognition in our personal lives, and acceptance from those around us. But sometimes the pressure to prove ourselves can be overwhelming and exhausting. It can make us feel like we're never good enough, or that we have to constantly one-up ourselves in order to be valued. Thankfully, there is an alternative way to live a life that is free from the need to prove yourself at every turn. This way of living may seem counterintuitive in a society that values achievement and recognition above all else, but it is possible, and it can be incredibly liberating. All it takes is a shift in perspective and a willingness to embrace the present moment. When you learn to appreciate the beauty of simply existing and being present in the moment, you realize that you don't need to constantly prove yourself in order to be valued. Phase number 4, don't understand me, feel me. In our increasingly digital and analytical world, it can be easy to get lost in the pursuit of understanding. We spend so much of our time trying to comprehend complex concepts or dissect intricate data sets that we often forget the importance of feeling. But life isn't just about understanding, it's also about feeling. It's about embracing the full spectrum of human emotion and experience. As the saying goes, don't understand me, feel me. It's a call to pay attention to the emotions that drive us, to embrace the messy, complicated reality of human existence. So let's take a step back from the endless pursuit of understanding and allow ourselves to feel the world around us. Let's embrace the beauty of human emotion and experience all that life has to offer. Phase number 5, you're afraid because you're attracted. Attraction can be a powerful force, bringing with it a mix of excitement and anxiety. When we're attracted to someone, we naturally want to be close to them, to feel their presence, and to share in their joy. But sometimes our attraction can be so intense that it can bring up feelings of fear and uncertainty. That's why it can be helpful to remember the words, "You're afraid because you're attracted." When we're afraid, it's easy to pull away, to distance ourselves from the source of our fear, and to miss out on the opportunity to experience something truly special. But by recognizing our fear as a sign of our attraction, we can take a different approach. Instead of running from our feelings, we can lean into them, allowing ourselves to feel the full force of our attraction. By doing so, we open ourselves up to the possibility of experiencing something deep and meaningful, something that can bring us closer to our crush and help us grow as individuals. Phase number 6. The problem isn't me, it's your pattern. It's easy to blame others for our own mistakes and shortcomings. We might point to a bad childhood, a difficult relationship, or a toxic work environment as the reason for our struggles. But what if the truth is that the problem isn't someone or something outside of ourselves, but our own patterns of thinking and behaving? These patterns, often developed in childhood, can hold us back and prevent us from achieving our goals. But by becoming aware of them and recognizing that they are self-created, we can start to break free from their grip and create a new future for ourselves. Phase number 7. I know what I am, and that bothers you. Imagine being so sure of yourself that even your very existence becomes a disturbance to others. You're not just confident, you're a force to be reckoned with. You know who you are and what you want, and you're not afraid to go after it. This confidence can be unsettling to some, especially those who doubt themselves and their abilities. But if you're secure in your identity and purpose, why should you apologize for it? Own who you are and let your actions speak for themselves. Phase number 8. You want control, I'm uncontrollable. The desire for control is a natural human instinct. We all want to feel like we're in charge of our lives, and that we can make things happen the way we want them to. However, sometimes our need for control can be taken too far. When we try to control other people, situations, or even our own emotions, we set ourselves up for disappointment and frustration. We can't always get what we want when we want it. And when we can't control everything, we may feel helpless or even panicked. The key to finding peace and happiness lies in accepting the things we can't control and focusing our energy on the things we can. Phase number 9. Does the truth bother you or set you free? Have you ever been confronted with a harsh truth that seemed to shake you to your core? Maybe it was a reality check from a friend, a surprising revelation about yourself, or a piece of news that shattered your perception of the world. In that moment, you probably felt a mix of emotions, shock, denial, anger, even fear. But as the dust settled, you were left with a profound sense of clarity and understanding. The truth had set you free. It had broken down the walls of your comfort zone and opened up a whole new world of possibilities. Phase number 10. You want a game. I am the board. There are many ways to play the game of life. Some people go through it without much thought or care, while others plan every move carefully. But regardless of how you play the game, there's one thing that's certain: you're playing on the board whether you realize it or not. You might think you're in control, but every decision you make, every action you take is part of a larger plan. You are simply a pawn in a game that's been played out countless times before. So if you want to win, you need to know how to play the game. You need to understand the rules and the strategies involved. You need to be able to read the board and make the right moves. Phase number 11. I've been where you are. I chose to leave. Life is full of choices, and every choice we make shapes our future. Sometimes we find ourselves stuck in a situation that we didn't ask for, whether it's a toxic relationship, a dead-end job, or a city that no longer feels like home. It can be hard to know what to do next, especially when we're feeling lost or uncertain. But it's important to remember that we're not alone. There are people who have been in our shoes and made similar decisions that we're struggling with. One phrase that can help us through these tough times is, "I've been where you are, I chose to leave." Hearing that someone else has been in our position and made the decision to leave can be incredibly empowering. It gives us hope that we can also make a change and create a better life for ourselves. Phase number 12. Want more? Discover it. I won't tell. There's an undeniable allure to mystery and intrigue, a curiosity that drives us to explore the unknown and seek out what lies beyond the horizon. When someone says, "Want more? Discover it. I won't tell." They're inviting us to embark on a journey of self-discovery and exploration. They're challenging us to look beyond the surface, to dig deeper, and to find our own answers. This phrase encourages us to take charge of our own destinies and to create our own paths to success. Phase number 13. You think you lead, but you follow my rhythm. In any relationship, there's always a dynamic at play between the two individuals involved. Sometimes one person takes the lead, making decisions and setting the pace, while the other follows along. But what happens when the roles are reversed? What happens when the person who's usually following suddenly starts leading the way? This can be a jarring experience for the other person, especially if they're not prepared for it. It can throw off the balance of the relationship and make it difficult to navigate. Phase number 14. Try to forget me, I'll enjoy watching. There's a certain thrill that comes from knowing you're on someone's mind, a subtle form of power that can be both intoxicating and addictive. When someone tries to forget you, you revel in the challenge, enjoying the mental gymnastics they go through as they attempt to erase you from their thoughts. It's like a game of cat and mouse, and you're the cat lounging on the sofa, taking pleasure in the futile efforts of the mouse to escape your grasp. Phase number 15. Your desire isn't random, it's projection. Our desires are often seen as mysterious and enigmatic, something that arises from the depths of our subconscious and pulls us towards what we want. But what if there's more to our desires than meets the eye? What if our desires are not just random occurrences, but rather projections of our deepest fears and insecurities? When we hear the words, "Your desire isn't random, it's projection," it can be jarring and unsettling. It challenges our perception of ourselves and our motivations, forcing us to confront the darker aspects of our psyche. You didn't win the argument, you conquered her soul. If you're hungry for more knowledge and want to dive deeper into the art of seduction and masculine mastery, we've handpicked 6 more videos that will fuel your journey. These videos are the next step in your path to becoming the kind of man who commands respect, wields power, and captures hearts. Don't miss out. Click here to reveal these hidden gems and keep climbing the ladder to success. Thank you for watching.